What's up, guys? This is your host, Kay from Lunarlight Games, and thanks for dropping back in. Hello and welcome to our channel if you're new. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Help us keep growing our channel, please. We are so close from hitting 1,000 viewers and subscribers. There's only a little bit more left to go. Let's keep pushing. Let's make it. Anyway, let me go ahead and get set up here and then we'll get started. Bit of a late start tonight, but I think that's all right. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Okay, we gotta fix this. Alright, let me jump into the system menu. I think what happened is that I forgot to reset the time, so the system itself did it for me anyways, and that caused some of the number values to reverse in the opposite direction, and instead of getting smaller, they went bigger. There we go. Dagna's father received our simple declaration. I cannot call the reply warm exactly, but that is not for me to say. A note from Dagna follows. Thank you, Inquisitor. While he remains disapproving, my father didn't wish me well. He sent the family crest unmounted, so it can be worn, but it's more than I had, more than many who came to the surface have. Well, I'm happy for her. Ambassador Montelier, I almost disregarded your warning and thank the Maker I did not. Just as you said, Tevinter brigands ambushed me on the road to the capital. I lost 2 good men in the battle, but I would have lost more had we not been on our guard. I am humbled to admit that I am in your debt. Should you need a favor in Cumberland, you have one. Sincerely, Count Octavian. I think this amulet of power is for the Inquisitor. This is also an optional amulet of power. I forget exactly what are the requirements to get this mission to appear. But if it does do it, you will thank the Maker for it. Compliments to your spy master. She is a resourceful woman. Once she traced our agent to Cayman Brea, the match was ruled in her favor. Tell Sister Leliana to call off her dogs. Save them for Corypheus. We suspect also that she has gotten all she can from Sir Helmuth. A caterpillar on a leaf does not know there is a force about him. You will hear no more from us. Our intention was to watch, and we have seen enough. Corypheus threatens us all, and the Inquisition is Thetis' only hope for stopping him. Remember that, for the moment, we are not your enemy. As a gesture of goodwill, we share our knowledge. May it prove valuable in your coming battle. On behalf of powers across the sea, the executors. All right. Let us continue. House Amladris. Dorian has completed his research using the Liberalum and believes he has found a connection between Corypheus and an ancient magister named Cepheus of House Amladris. This will be difficult to prove and may be of limited use, but it's worth noting that House Amladris still exists. Even the accusation that Corypheus and Cepheus are the same person would be worthy of a scandal in Tevinter, one that the current members of that family might be desperate to avoid. That is very interesting. The house that Corypheus belonged to still exists to this day. Let's run through our options here. All of these are the same. The rewards are shared between all three. But which one seems like the best option? We could we could blackmail them. I mean, their family has a legendary figure, and a very bad one at that. Well then, it's either we blackmail them or we sell their secrets. But I think the most interesting option is Leliana's. We can send them the information as a gesture of goodwill. Let's see what they do with it. This is probably the good guy option. But at the same time, it's still interesting to note. Alright then, Leliana. The consequences of Blackwall's lie. A letter written in a fine hand and lightly scented, signed by Josephine. The issue of Tom Rainier has been settled, but his deception has had far-reaching consequences. Had we not used the Grey Warden treaties, we might not have found ourselves in so awkward a position. As it is, I receive daily messages from all quarters demanding we make reparations. We must do something. Also scribbled beneath, I'm sorry, did we embarrass a duchess at a soiree by stepping on her gown? Or was the sky torn open and haven beset by an ancient darkspawn magister? We needed the gold. We needed the men. You would have persuaded someone to part with them, with or without the treaties. We're not making reparations. We're not making reparations for doing what we had to do. What no one else could have done. Don't forget, we are now allied with the Wardens. If we had no authority to conscript before, we do now. Cullen is a true badass here. We step forward, not back. No apologies. What happened with the Wardens gives us more authority than ever to use the treaties. That's rather brutal. With Josephine, do we want the Inquisition to survive beyond Corypheus's defeat? We won't always be at war. Why alienate allies when it would take when it would take so little to appease them? Let us return what was taken under false pretenses and put these treaties aside. Funny thing about the Grey Wardens, they're allowed by what is their mission to conscript allies where and whenever they see fit. Meaning that if they need people to join them, they can force them against their will. I think, based on a more diplomatic solution, Josephine is right. Cullen, however, is a soldier. He takes no ifs and buts. Well then. Let's see about the rewards. Josephine will get no reward. Cullen, however, if you choose him, gets gold. I think Cullen has the right idea. But to every nail, a soldier as a hammer would probably see that as a problem to be dealt with and not a problem to be fixed at all. Alright then, Josephine.
At your service.
Okay, give me a second. I gotta go handle something. I will be right back in just a few minutes. Alrighty. Excuse me for the interruption there. Alright, let's continue. Did we already send out our advisors? No. For these, we need specific characters. Aid those impacted by the Civil War. The Imperial Army will aid the Inquisition's forces against Corypheus, but they must also address lingering issues at home. Weaknesses in the Veil, no doubt heightened due to rifts, have resulted in demons on the road between Val-Foret and Mont-Simard. This would demand a call to action at the best of times. Unfortunately, the increased number of travelers on the road, merchants attempting to restore trade and displaced civilians returning home after the war, has made the situation worse. The head of the Imperial Army has requested assistance from the Inquisition in subduing this threat. Only Cullen is available. We have a chance to solidify our alliance and prove ourselves are equal. Well then, Cullen, is this the right approach? As for the rewards, Josephine and Liliana share the same. However, there is another operation in the chain, and that only gets unlocked if you're using Cullen. We will send him then.
Inquisitor.
Alright, how many does that leave? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dang, 8 more? Oh man. Alright then, let me go ahead and speed through this. Eight more. I can't believe we have to sit through this 3 more times. Oh well. This is our price to pay for perfection. Here we go. A quiet message arrived from House Amladris today. Considering the speed of the response, it seems hard to believe the family had no knowledge of what Dorian found in the book. I wonder how long they've sat upon the secret, wondering if it might someday come to light. Liliana. The quiet message. My dear Inquisitor, we are most appreciative of the information you provided. How scandalous to think there might be any connection between our house and those fiends of legend. It's not true, of course, and to reassure you on that point, I intend to dedicate my family toward helping the Inquisition in its righteous struggle, yours in faith, Magisterian of House Amladris. So, how would you react if you found out that one of your ancestors turned out to be some major villain, a legendary villain at that, and he's still alive? Crazy to think about. We have sent emissaries with formal apologies. We returned all that could be returned. We paid in kind for what could not. Liliana will store the Grey Warden treaties in the Skyhold archives in remembrance of mistakes made and lessons learned. Damn it, Blackwall, you had one job. In a letter marked with a Chevalier seal, it was an honor to fight alongside the soldiers of the Inquisition. The demons stood little chance. You run an impressive army, Commander. Nothing seals an alliance like the bonds formed in battle. May we find similar victories together in future. Wait, what? I thought we had one. Oh wait, never mind. In a letter marked with a Chevalier seal, Commander, I understand your soldiers intend to pursue a party of Red Templars into the woods surrounding Val Foray. We have not forgotten your assistance against the demons, and are we not sworn to aid your fight against Corypheus? Let us take up arms and cast these Templars out. We can use the other two. Our resources alone would only have allowed for small sweeps of the area. With the Imperial Army's assistance, we may entirely rout Red Templars from the region. Have at it, Cullen. Okay. We gotta keep running through these. I recently became aware of a talented and inventive young blacksmith from the Anderfels. Once we were introduced through my extensive connections, I negotiated a deal to obtain his weapon plans for the Inquisition. Unfortunately, I have just now been outbid by a nobleman from Valdorma who maintains a private army. I would hate to lose those designs. Is there anything we can do? We can persuade the nobleman. Or we can probably bribe the nobleman. Dear sweet Josephine, you're far too noble. I swear these options play out just like a tabletop RPG. Not that I have any real knowledge of that. I've never played one. Nope, never. Not once in my life. Anyway. Cullen can be sent. And you have the option for 2 different schematics. However, Liliana's reward is not unique. You can earn her schematic through a different war table operation. Instead, use Josephine. We're going to bribe the nobleman.
Let us begin.
Truth or dare, the end game. Ambassador Montilier, we have never met, but I believe you have, through discreet means, saved me from a most disagreeable connection. As I dislike being indebted to anyone, I shall endeavor to pay you with a news item of some interest. Were you aware that the Grand Duchess of Leeds recently paid a visit to Lake Celestine? Indeed, she stayed an entire fortnight as a guest of Duke Alvin Blanchard of Valmontaigne. In light of her other connections and the curious amount of coin which spread across the region in the aftermath, you may wish to pay him a call. All right, then. Cullen can be sent on this one. We can either inform the Imperial Court, or we can send our agents in. Which one is the best option? It doesn't seem to matter. Once we do this one, we'll have an Amulet of Power for Vivian. Man, it takes forever to get a Amulet of Power for Vivian. Well, since it doesn't seem to matter, Liliana, please go. And once again, we're going to fast forward. If this workaround didn't exist, I would not know what to do. We'd have so much free time to kill. But as soon as we get all these done, we're going to go investigate the Elven ruins. I was unable to reach a compromise with the Tevinter. I suppose our influence does stretch only so far. He did, however, offer his apologies and made us a gift of some rare materials. I will keep our negotiations open, but it does not look promising. No rewards there. My dearest Vivian, you cannot imagine the scandal when 6 bags of Tevinter coin were found wrapped in the Blanchard coat of arms and nailed to the Enchanter's board in Val Royeaux. It will be talked of for months. It is disagreeable to think that a cousin of the imperial family could be involved with those horrid Venatori. One hardly knows what to think. Your new friends produce the best entertainment. Write again soon. It's been too long since we've had tea. Signed, the Vicomtesse Elodie de Moreau. A fine victory. May our enemies feel its sting. We gotta keep going. I'm gonna leave support Cassandra for the very last one. Contact has been made. There are others in service to Corypheus. They were promised immortality in the next world, and will spare no action in this one. They cannot fathom abandoning their master, and therefore they cannot imagine me abandoning their master, and that is your opening. I can give you all of these people, and I promise there are names among them, but they will not act, will not reveal themselves without a promise of victory that would warrant risking everything. Give me a target, Inquisitor. Place your people in obvious weakness, a true tactical blunder that would legitimately pain you. It must be thus. They will sense any falseness. Reveal your side, and I will reveal the knife. And then you can take them. That is my plan. I know what it looks like. Perhaps I have fooled you all along, and now I have simply asked you for... now I have simply asked for you to grant me victory. But I play the game, Inquisitor. Will you now play as well? Oh no, Duchess Florian. We could try to flip the table on Florian using Leliana. Or with Cullen. She's mad if she thinks we would commit to such a risk. Send her after some gossiping prat instead. Or with Josephine. It is a risk, but she is not one of them. Say the word and the weakness will be known. This one seems kind of iffy. Leliana seems like the best choice. Cullen would rather... He would rather we not do anything at all. The rewards are unique between all three of them. However, Josephine has the highest reward. So, Josephine, let's do it.
At your service.
You get influence from all three of them, but Josephine has the highest amount. Alliances from the heart. The conflict among the nobles of the Orlesian capital has come to a head. Lady Richelieu has been busy promoting an arranged marriage to solidify the positions of the current players, with considerable status reserved for her as matchmaker. The object is the pairing of Lord de Rossier with Lady Tybalt's daughter, Celeste. All who have status enough to speak seem to be in agreement, but we have received a number of letters regarding the matter. From Lady Valise Tybalt. My daughter will dutifully comply, but I know her feeling. She will speak to no one. I would have you remind her that we are servants of our chosen world, but it serves us as well. It is her name that is stabilizing this alliance. It conveys power that should not be misdirected to matchmakers. And from Lord Pierre de Rossier. Frankly, I'll be glad when the matter is settled. I've no desire to inconvenience the young Celeste beyond what name-sharing Lady Richelieu recommends. This has been a cock-up from head to tail. And from Jason Leandra. I pledge the Inquisition, if my dear Celeste is willing to sacrifice to ensure this alliance, then I can only do as much. My name may not be enough for some, but she will have my protection indirectly through service to you. What do? We can escort Romeo away from the city. Or we can have the two elope. Or Josephine, we can just call off the marriage entirely. Let's see. I mean, truthfully, we should probably choose Collins, perhaps? Well then. Perhaps we should choose... Let's choose Josephine. Yeah, let's go with Josephine. I'm going to skip this one for now since we don't have Josephine available. Meet Orlesian mercenaries. Inquisitor. If you believe it would be helpful, I would be pleased to take the Bull's chargers into Orlais to meet with mercenaries currently serving Orlesian nobles who wish to rebel. A well-placed word from one professional to another could pull the teeth from the enemy and bolster the Inquisition's ranks. Alright then, Krem. How shall we handle this? It is with Josephine. Dang it. This is another one where there's another operation in the chain. If you don't choose Josephine, you can't unlock it. So that's 2 out of 2 that we need Josephine. Capitalize on alliance with Fairbanks. I've been told that the Council of Heralds has reviewed the evidence and now recognizes Évariste Lemarque, known to us till now as Fairbanks, as the sole heir of Lord Giraud Lemarque, or is it Lamarck? All holdings and chattel retained by the Lamarck noble house have now reverted to the ownership of Lord Évariste Lamarck. I smell an opportunity. Poor Fairbanks. Remember him? He was the guy that was aiding all of the refugees in the Emerald Graves. Well, now he's a nobleman because we found evidence of his parentage. How shall we handle this? I mean, it's because of us that he's a noble. This one will depend entirely on whether you want more gold or influence. If you choose Josephine, you'll get some gold back. A rebel helping the helpless, fighting the enemies of the Empire, and all the while hiding the secret of his noble blood. It makes for a romantic story, and Orlesians love their romance. Sell Lord Everest right, and we'll have all the wealthy ladies of Southern Orlais eating out of his hand, and ours. So we can prop him up as a figurehead, or we can send him into the game. Lord Everest Lamarck, I would like to see how he fares at court. The game is merciless, and even its best players often falter. A forest-dwelling loner, he'll be butchered, but given an easy target, predators often become arrogant and expose their weaknesses. We'll be watching. Man, that's downright ruthless. We're going to use them as bait. Or, as I understand it, Fairbanks never wanted to acknowledge who he was. It was you who allowed word of his heritage to be revealed to the Council of Heralds. I say we leave him alone. Let him retain his privacy and what little is left. Cullen here is probably... He's probably the most level-headed of them all. And the most noble. Well then. Who is the best option? I mean, Josephine, we can sell his legend. However, Lelion is, like, quite terrible. Even so, knowing what happens to Fairbanks, I don't really know if that's a good option. However, do we really need more money and influence? Let's do the right thing by Fairbanks.
Inquisitor.
And I guess we gotta wait. Let's roll through this very quickly. I'm going to do this like 2 more times because there are a couple of them that need Josephine. Fairbanks continues to impress. He's settled in a modest but well-appointed house close to the Dales and dedicated at least half of his grandfather's treasury to helping people rebuild their lives after the war. That's the best option of them all. Fairbanks deserves his life in peace. We presented a flank, a side two attempting to not strike at it. And they did, just as Duchess Florian said they would. We pulled back in time, exposing many names. Inquisitor? The scandal of this will take time to sort, but it was well worth the gamble. That is not what I would have said to those we put at risk, but many more will thrive because of this. And a note from Florian follows. A risk well taken, Inquisitor Lavellin. For an instant I longed to drive the blade home, to take advantage just as we both believed I might. But the anguish of a dozen destroyed names is sweet enough. Well, she proved somewhat useful. Where are the other ones? Aha, this one.
Inquisitor.
We'll send Josephine. And this is a new one. A dance with a dowager, the Allemande. My dear Inquisitor, there was no time for us to dance in the Winter Palace. But perhaps I might claim that dance you offered now. You may not be familiar with the Allemande. It is the prelude to every great movement in music and in the game. I would be happy to teach you the steps. To begin, the couples form two lines facing one another, south of the Imperial Highway, between Verkiel and Malsamard is the Yelen Basin. Or is that Yelen Basin? It is a beautiful place of walnut groves, hollyhocks, and fifth-rate meaderies that recently lost its lord to the Civil War. On the western edge of Hélène, the hopeful young Comte de Poisson stands lining up his little toy soldiers for a quick and quiet invasion. Surely you would not leave the poor boy without a dance partner. If the Inquisition defends lordless Hélène Basin, it might perhaps be considered your property. Be mindful of the steps, my dear. Cullen, we can send in troops. Or we can speak directly to the Comte. Who is better suited for this one? It does not seem to matter. It leads to the same option, so Cullen, have at it.
Inquisitor.
Still kind of busy here. Let me run through some of these other ones. Or is that it? Might be close to about it. Oh. No, wait. Isn't this the one that we wanted Josephine to go? Hmm. Yeah, we need Josephine, so again, once more, we're skipping through time. It is currently Tuesday, September 10th. Broadcasting you guys content from the future. Oh, come on. This is still not done? Or maybe I just didn't do this correctly. No, I did not. I forgot to confirm. Lord de Rossier was all too glad to receive various concessions to abandon the current squabble in favor of more honorable pursuits. I believe they involve acquiring various trophy animals in bloody fashion. That allows a less politically desirable, but more personally desired pairing to occur. The wedding of Jason Leandra and Celeste Tybalt will bond their families in alliance. To the chagrin of Lady Richelieu, I suspect. Matchmakers only truly benefit when the names are sufficiently grand. The ceremony will take place in the capital. I'm sure it will be lovely. Also, we can attend it. Which we shall. To the leadership of the Inquisition, it comes as a great shock to me that the organization that claims to be defending us from the breach holds an interest in walnut farming. Perhaps you intend to throw unshelled nuts into the sky to repel demons. Truly, such matters are beyond my expertise. If you have a legitimate claim to Elin, I would like to hear it. Well then. Oh, but wait. Let me send or not Liliana, Josephine to this one.
Inquisitor.
Another dance with the Dowager, the Quran. My dear Inquisitor, you dance as beautifully as I remembered. Are you ready for the second movement? The Alimand is typically followed by a Courante. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. In which the steps are much faster, almost running. The Comte de Poisson so enjoyed your last maneuver that he is now racing to petition the Council of Heralds for recognition of his claim to Elan. I was the first one he contacted, of course, because while the young man is prone to missteps, he is not a complete fool. He is very likely to reach out to Duke Cyril de Montfort or Duke Germain next. Cyril is the youngest and most persuadable of the council, and I don't know, Germain is the oldest and most likely to support a claim of any old Orlesian nobility over the donation of lands to a new Andrastian cause. You should make your own move, Allegrissimo. I like how this game just keeps throwing in like various different European languages just for no reason. I mean, sure, Ferelden is based on Britain and Orlais is based on France, but why do we now have like Italian and German phrases in the game? I don't even think there's a German... No, I don't think there's like a German state in this game. Navarra's kind of based on Spain. And the Tevinter Imperium is like Rome. But Germany, I don't see any other nation here. And the Kuhn is something else entirely. Alright then. Who shall we send? Josephine is busy. Okay. For this one, if you want the highest possible reward, use Cullen. No, never mind. Use Liliana. Liliana will give you the highest possible reward, but it's only gold. We could already use the Duke of Ghislaine, the Comtesse Montbéliard, or Duke Cyril. Let's go with Liliana for the gold.
Let's see what we have.
All right. We have probably one more skip, and then we're done with everything on the table. Well, one or two. Let's get this done and over with. To whom it concerns, we, the Council of Heralds, declare the Elan Basin the holdings of the Inquisition, and all revenues and oaths from these lands should be tendered thus as to a titled lord until such time as the Inquisition is dissolved or the holdings lawfully granted elsewhere. Well, thank you all very much. The Bull's chargers met with several mercenary bands. most were willing to break their contracts. Your ambassador must have loosened the nobles up. Some just needed an excuse to bow out of any potential rebellion. The Orlesian nobles on our side were grateful to us for weakening their enemies. That gratitude should soon fill Inquisition coffers. Oh, this opens up another one. Inquisitor. Thanks to the efforts of the Bull's Chargers, Orlesian nobility is most receptive to our efforts. Now would be an ideal time to press them for more support. Perhaps Josephine is the best option here. We're so close to being done. We just have to push a little further. Yeah, Josephine is our best bet. Liliana's rewards are not as good.
Let us begin.
And after we complete that, I think we're free to take on support Cassandra. Everything else looks like it's over. We're so close. And here we go. The Orlesian nobles were most happy to pledge their loyalty to both the throne and the Inquisition. Their generosity is matched only by their desire to avoid the same unpleasantness that took place at the Winter Palace. Okay, finally. We have run through every single thing. Well, that didn't take very long. I mean, after all, we have only started streaming like what? Let me see if I can pull up the time here. Do. Not bad. That only took us an hour. That is terrible. It only took us an hour to run through all of those. Well, that was fun. Support Cassandra. The Inquisition will have to provide any support for Cassandra as the Chantry's choice for the next divine quietly. Traditionally, the Chantry looks on open declarations with derision, so they can be counterproductive. But a few words in the right ears can be very effective. Note, once the Inquisition gives its support, it also cannot give support to anyone else. Our choice for this playthrough is Cassandra. In another playthrough, we ended up with Liliana. A softened Liliana, to be exact. And of course, there's a third option, Vivienne, but I don't like Vivienne. Yeah, I do not like Vivienne. So we don't have her as an option, nor am I considering her at all. But Cassandra is interesting. I want to see what sort of pope she would make. Let's do this one.
Let us begin.
News of your support for Cassandra has made its way to the clerics sequestered in the Grand Cathedral, Inquisitor. Just how much it will influence their decision remains to be seen. Cool. We can't take that decision back any further or any longer. Let's double check on the table and see if there's anything we missed. I think we've wrapped up everything on that side. On this side, okay, cool. That's everything we needed. Let's unlock this one. I'm not going to go yet. Inquisitor, we have made progress at Dinan Hanin, the Tomb of the Emerald Knights. The structure appears more extensive than we had thought. As my keeper was not interested in this endeavor, perhaps the Inquisition might be willing to lend us aid. I would hate to return home empty-handed. I trust the spirit of cooperation would benefit us both. Besides, it's rather exciting. I imagine the place must pique your interest and your curiosity as well. Let's divert our soldiers. A few of our soldiers met with the elves at Dinan Hanin, the elven ruins in the Emerald Graves. Their leader, Taven, wishes to work with us as a sign of cooperation between the Inquisition and his clan. However, some of his party are wary of our presence and the Inquisition's intentions. Our interest in strengthening our relationship with the DAII would appear more genuine if you met with them in person. We will explore this place before we head off. That didn't take very long, right? Right? Well, no, not really.
A pleasure.
Let's speak later.
Another time.
Let's go check out Cassandra, then we'll deposit some stuff. Or actually, no, never mind. Let's just deposit stuff right now. Then we'll go talk to Cassandra and sell off some junk. The greatest hits. This, I think, is one of the... Yeah, this is supposed to be one of the best options for any character. If you're not crafting your equipment, use this one. You have a chance to sing a defensive buff for allies within 8 meters. It's pretty good if you're looking for more buffs on your characters. But since this is a one-handed weapon, we're not using it. The Avenger. I mean, good if you like using poison. We also have another unique shield. I would not sell any of the unique items from the late game. Some of those can be replaced unless you restart the game all over again. I don't know if we need any of these. They do have some special text. It's worth a read if you are interested at all. Or we're going to sell those. We have 2 amulets of power. One for Inquisitor and one for Vivian. Let me put away these, and we're free to sell off everything. But yeah, late game unique items are stronger than you might think. Not because of their damage rating, but more because of the special buffs they provide. The damage bonuses are a unique touch. I mean, they're not unique, but a nice touch.
What do you need, my friend?
You're going to be the Pope.
Do you have any advice for me?
Watch the new recruits. Liliana says spies are inevitable, and I agree.
It's kind of too late for that. We screwed up vetting Blackwall.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Nothing.
Okay, let's sell off our gear. We shall go over to the Emerald Graves, clear out that ruin. Then we'll come back. We'll go around, talk to everybody one last time before we head off on that story quest. All of this can go. Whoever thought 90 items for your inventory clearly did not understand how many people would end up becoming hoarders. Oh, and by the way, we can also go over to Val Royeaux to see that one wedding. I think. Let's have a look.
You have, of course, notified the stakeholders.
They are expecting
Well, if there was a wedding, I don't see it.
You've heard there's a Teventer working with the Inquisition.
No time, please.
I'll have to research this just a little bit more.
From their ancient prisons they will see dragons with wicked eyes and wicked hearts.
I thought for sure they would be holding the wedding somewhere around here.
Did you hear? Maybe.
This is not very important.
In a time of uncertainty, when our leaders fail, you stand shining. There is much that the Chantry must question, but I cannot ignore the inspiration of your actions. I am humble, Inquisitor. I ask forgiveness and her blessing.
Lift me from a world of pain. Judge me worthy of endless pride.
Well, so much for the wedding. Meh, it's not that big of a...
It's good to see the Montiliers rising to prominence.
It's not that big of a deal or anything.
Here lies
Let's go check out the Emerald Graves. Remember this place? We were trying to explore it the first time around when we came here. But the door was blocked. This time, however...
Maker have mercy.
It's Taven's party.
Most were unarmed. They didn't stand a chance.
There should be Inquisition soldiers here.
Yeah, they're gone, bud. Alright. What do we have in store for us here?
These are our men.
Yeah. And they're dead too. Curse the past, the place where lies were born, for beneath their sun our people fall. The lands their lady once bestowed, now stolen in her name, so when these words are read, we shall be gone. Who or what exactly are the Emerald Knights? Only one way to find out.
Any who serve Corypheus willingly deserve no mercy. Let us thin their ranks.
Cassandra, this is not a job for you. We got a lot of runners here. Alrighty. We are not alone here. Who or what exactly is here? Only one way to find out. And can I jump here? Not really. There we go. It takes some finessing, but we can get up here. Oh, hello. Dude's massive. Oh, come on. The camera is terrible here.
Search them. Maybe we can figure out what they were after.
We have 8 more pieces to go. Well, I didn't really find much more on them. There is like 4 floors to this area. Hang on, is there like an extra area right over here? Never mind. I think it's right over here. No, wait, what the heck? No, it should be over here. But yeah, there's nothing I can see. What's here? Cry for the past. Only there does glory dwell. For here the bow was strung, the sword bequeathed, the vows sworn. So glory was born within the hearts of elves.
The Emerald Knights. They once patrolled the borders of the Dales, protecting the elven people. The Dalish saw them as romantic heroes. The Chantry called them ruthless butchers. I suspect both sides have some element of truth.
Both sides, huh? Whether or not they were right or wrong is lost to time. Oh, that's pretty cool. If you set down traps, Cassandra can use her ability to pull them into the mines. Maybe if you're using something like tactical view mode, you can combo using that option. I've never found a way to make tactical view mode work in my favor. So that's kind of why I never use it. We can't go down here by jumping through the window. There has to be some way we can get down there. Maybe if you're on PC, it's an easier option to do. Arlathan, Part 1. I'll skim through this. I don't think we need to read through it entirely. Unless you guys are interested in learning more about the elves. Yeah. It's interesting to know and understand, but this is beyond our scope for this playthrough right now. Maybe if we were doing some sort of lore analysis, maybe I would get further into it. Moving on. Hey, big boy. I like to compare these guys to the tyrants in Resident Evil. They're very similar. They got the build. They got the arm. I mean, heck. They're basically just human bioweapons. Is there something else over here? I don't need to know this. We've been searching like this forever.
Must be something here. Let's look around.
We have to continue searching for these seals. I think there's another one right over here somewhere. Maybe. No, I think this one requires us to go outside. Which is unavailable to us. Yeah, we need to go down over here. Unless we can go through this side. Let's see about that. So up the stairs. Off to the left. Down over here, and oh, that's how you get over here. Just in case you were curious and didn't know how to find a way. Sing for the past, where rest those who came before. For each night a seed was sown, roots twisting with their brothers and sisters. So the forest grew, a reflection of our might. And if you need potions, if you're having trouble keeping your health up, try to heal everyone up before you take this. This dungeon is pretty long. Not as long as, say, maybe a story mission. But running through here will take us a good maybe half an hour. Well, I mean, we're close to being halfway done finding all these seals. But we have to be thorough.
Here, let me try.
This is a shortcut to treasure, right? Yes, it is. I think that treasure stash is maybe a Red Jenny thing. I forget. We came from that staircase. And further down we go. But not before I jump up here and crap. We have to be able to get up there, right? There we go. Well, never mind. I was dumb. You didn't have to do that. Come on, guys. Get out of my way. Never mind. These might not be related to the Red Jenny caches. Oh, great. Just great. You have to deal with even more of these Venatori, or Red Templars. Forget not the past, it is all that remains. For each night, a seed was sown, roots twisting with their brothers and sisters. So the force remains, a reflection of our sorrow. Didn't we just read that? This thing is on the second floor, isn't it? There we go. I enjoy this dungeon way more than I did the previous couple. It's both mysterious and yet informative. Neat, tight script preserves a final epitaph for the fallen. Fire stirred ever an impatient heart, but she would not be moved. Siona Falandin and Asal Enaste. Arrows along the spine. The child cried, sheltered by his form. Talim, Falandin, and Asal Enaste. No idea what that all means.
Want me to handle that?
Yeah, Varric. Seeing as how you're the only one here with keys, there's not even a keyhole there. I don't even know how he does it, but he does it anyway. Anywho. Heck? Do we even open this? Well, never you mind that. Let's backtrack a little bit. Felt like something was behind us. In any case, let's get down and prepare for a fight. I don't think there are any runes down here. Though I may be mistaken. There is a ladder that leads down. But let's not worry yet. Unlike, say, maybe Blackwall, Cassandra's more offensive base, but she's not as tanky. I don't think it truly matters. I haven't yet gotten all of her skill points in. That may be another reason. What is over here? Mourn for the past and all that was left there, for we trusted in dreams and perceived immortality. We trusted in promises and in hope. So we dreamed in vain, for we lost these gifts long ago. In another point in time, elves were... they were immortal. But then something happened to them. And they became just as mortal as humans. There's number 7. We have only 2 more left to find. Let's keep looking around. There are some underground tunnels. And I guess there's a seal piece somewhere over here. It would be nice if our friends would hurry up. Alright, there's a reason why there's veil fire here. Or wait, did this just... Aren't we in the same spot? Hang on. I could have sworn we... Oh, no, this is new. Frail, faltering in the darkness, though imperfect, her voice a balm. Andrale, Volondine en asal en aste. Let's light that one. And where the heck is that seal piece that's supposed to be around here? It's got to be here, right? Please don't tell me it's bugged. Well, before we press on over there, let me wander around some more down here. Grab the heater shield. This side we did not look. Oh, hello there, buddy. Nope, there wasn't anything here. Alright, moving on. We need to head back the other way around. Forget about that. And over down in this direction, there is a secret. Oh wait, I think that's where we're supposed to be going. I don't think we can get past this because we don't have the other piece of the seal. That should have been the last one. Okay, it's somewhere up on the next floor. Well, let's go back up. Maybe we can still find it. All right. Well, we didn't see everything here yet. It's definitely on this floor. And perhaps it's maybe on this side? That might be it.
Feel another of the elven artifacts.
Naught but blood and torn flesh, but a mother knows her child. Soren, Folandin and Asal Enaste. Why does that repeat itself?
That should help strengthen the veil.
There it is. That's the last one. Now we can finally enter that tomb. Yeah, we're done here. Though there's another room down over this side. Let's go have a look real quick. I think they're related to a war table operation. Outside of that, I don't remember if they do anything else. Arlathan Part 2. You know what? Maybe we should just read through this. Just to give you guys greater context on what happened to the elves. Alright. Arlathan Part 1. Before the ages were named or numbered, our people were glorious and eternal and never changing. Like the great oak tree, they were constant in their traditions, strong in their roots, and never reaching for the sky. They felt no need to rush when life was endless. They worshipped their gods for months at a time. Decisions came after decades of debate, and an introduction could last for years. From time to time, our ancestors would drift into centuries-long slumber. But this was not death, for we know they wandered the fade in dreams. In those ages, our people called all the land Elvanon, which in the old language means place of our people, and at the center of the world stood the great city of Arlathon, a place of knowledge and debate, where the best of the ancient elves would go to trade knowledge, greet old friends, and settle disputes that had gone on for millennia. While our ancestors were caught up in the forever cycle of ages, drifting through life at what we today would consider an intolerable pace, the world outside the lush forests and ancient trees was changing. The humans first arrived from Par Vollen to the north, called Shemlen or Quicklings by the ancients. The humans were pitiful creatures whose lives blinked by in an instant. When they first met the elves, the humans were brash and warlike, quick to anger and quicker to fight, with no patience for the unhurried pace of elven diplomacy. But the elves brought worse things than war with them. Our ancestors proved susceptible to human diseases, and for the first time in history, elves died of natural causes. What's more, those elves who spent time bartering and negotiating with humans found themselves aging, tainted by the humans' brash and impatient lives. Many believed that the ancient gods had judged them unworthy of their long lives and cast them down upon the quicklings. Our ancestors came to look upon the humans as parasites, which I understand is similar to the way the humans see our people in the cities. The ancient elves immediately moved to close Elvanon off from the humans for fear that this quickening effect would crumble the civilization. But please note that this is oral history. It's not exactly the true history. It's simply history that has been passed down by the Dalish elves. Now you ask what happened to Arlathon. Sadly, we do not know. Even those of us who keep the ancient lore have no record of what truly happened. What we have are accounts of the days before the fall, and a fable of the whims of the gods. The human world was changing even as the elves slept. Clans and tribes gave way to a powerful empire called Tevinter, which, and for what reason we do not know, moved to conquer Elvenon. When they breached the great city of Arlathon, our people, fearful of disease and loss of immortality, chose to flee rather than fight. With magic, demons, and even dragons at their behest, the Tevinter Imperium marched easily through Arlathon, destroying homes and galleries and amphitheaters that had stood for ages. Our people were corralled as slaves, and human contact quickened their veins until every captured elf turned mortal. The elves called to their ancient gods, but there was no answer. As to why the gods didn't answer, our people left only a legend. They say that Fen'Harel, the dread wolf and lord of tricksters, approached the ancient gods of good and evil and proposed a truce. The gods of good would remove themselves to heaven, and the lords of evil would exile themselves to the abyss, neither group ever again to enter the other's lands. But the gods did not know that Fen'Harel had planned to betray them, and by the time they realized the dread wolf's treachery, they were sealed in their respective realms, never again to interact with the mortal world. It is a fable to be sure, but those elves who travel the beyond claim that Fen'Harel still roams the world of dreams, keeping watch over the gods lest they escape from the prisons. Whatever the case, Arlathon had fallen to the very humans our people had once considered mere pests. It is said that the Tevinter magisters used their great destructive power to close the very ground to swallow Arlathon whole, destroying eons of collected knowledge, culture, and art, the whole of elven lore left only to memory. This part is especially important because it's going to come up in the next sequel game. In fact, it's a pretty big spoiler for what happens next in the series. Here's the exit, but we're not interested in that yet. Instead, we now have to make our way down to the chamber. Frankly, though, I don't think I enjoy the storyline that's been set in this game as much as I did in the first two games. The first game especially. The old gods and the struggle of the Grey Wardens was very interesting to me. And even the Mage Templar conflict was also pretty cool to think about as well. But all of that kind of gave way to whatever we got here. And seeing as how the next game continues that plot line, I don't know where else they're taking the story. I just hope that the writers can resolve some of the lingering plot threads that have been there since the first and second game.
This is it. Whatever Taven hoped to find, it's here.
Well, it's here all right. Any treasure? Anything to find? Oh crap. They're enemies. Lots of undead. I guess this happens whenever we light something up. Back away, you. Dang it, Varric. I was expecting Cassandra to get hit more often, not you. What is over here? Well, one or two items. Nothing really to be excited about. Why is that floating off in the distance? Two emerged within an eve. As one they fought, as one fell. Rin Elan, Falondine, and Asal and Naste. Let's light them all up. Or can we not? Never mind. Gotta be very careful with these undead. Varric can't handle much more. Alright, we've raised that. Yeah, without Blackwall and his tanking capabilities, we have to play somewhat more cautiously. Jesus. This is not looking good for Cassandra. Well, we took care of that. But before moving onwards, what is under here? Not much I can tell. It's probably a best bet that we give some skill points over to Cassandra. Give me this. Actually, hold on. The Emerald Knights, cry for the past, it shall claim us all, for here rest our saviors newly slain. Others lie beyond our reach, so we remember. Let the true name burn away and enter Dinan Hanin, the place where glory ends. Andrale, whose song inspired. Soren with bow in hand. Siona, who kept the bridge. Talim, who saved the child. Rin, who led them out. Elan, who kept watch. Elandrin, whom we betrayed. A space follows the names. Yeah, blank space follows the names as if more were to be carved. Yoink. Elandrin, our brother, Falondine guide you, Maker guide you. Let here the truth be kept, lest you be remembered a traitor, or our sorrow seem a passing woe. Though you swore to serve our people, there were those questioning your heart. Too often have we fought with humans along our borders until the beginning was lost in memory. Rumors of an abduction stirred. As always, their chantry was swift to spread lies. In haste and anger, they killed Siona's sister for wandering too near the hunter's path. You carried her body back to us. You mourned with us. Yet your heart was distracted. Siona begged for vengeance and you turned away. More and more you vanished without word or explanation. When whispers rose that you would swear yourself to their maker, we feared what would come. Siona sought to save you, to bring you back to us. She had lost a sister. Must she also lose a brother? Beneath the trees she saw you with a woman, the one who turned you from us. The woman gestured toward the village. You and she turned to gaze upon the chantry walls. Siona returned. She told us how humans were turning you against us, how their lies must have filled you. As a loyal servant to the Maker's cause, you would betray our secrets. When we went to ask if there was truth in this, you were already gone. So we sought to stop you. With haste, Siona led her people to the village. There we would challenge you. There we would bring you back to us, or to justice. In the dim of a moonless night, she saw Siona through the trees. She raced toward Siona. A cry on her lips and something in her hand. Siona's arrow flew. So the woman fell, the name Elandrin dying on her lips, daisies slipping from her grasp. The men of the village suspected the girl's flight and heard the scream. They fell upon the elves but were no match. Siona's haste surpassed your own. You knelt beneath the trees, blood-soaked petals clinging to your clothes from a final embrace. When more humans came, you would not be moved, and they would not listen. Their arrows found your heart, and you fell beside her. We found your body in the river where they cast you aside. She was taken by her own. It was not the end, but your part is past. Rest now as our honored brother once more, a wreath of daisies at your brow. The letter she carried in your hand. Whoever guides you, whoever guides her, may your souls meet once more in the beyond. Faded blood stains the letter. Adeline, what care have I for gods I have never seen? For a maker I do not know. Let others distract themselves with such lofty concerns. I know only this life, I have seen only this world, and I care only for you. Perhaps your priestess distrusts the sincerity of uncivilized elves. If she must hear me, say I will follow the Maker, so be it. Your God intercedes as much as ours. My life will not change. I will return in 2 weeks' time. My heart longs for you till then and will remain with you forever after. Hey, what's up, Chalana?
It's an account of Red Crossing. When the elves attacked that town, it prompted the exalted march of the Dales.
Taven would want the Dalish to have this.
The Chantry would no doubt be interested in the account as well.
And so that is why the Elven Empire is no more. It's not because of anything special like the elves losing their immortality. It was because of a love story between an elf and a human. And when the elves killed that woman, they thought Elandrin was the one who killed her. Because of that, they decided to take vengeance and killed all the elves. Makes you wonder. It's not for any special reason that the elves died. It's because of a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding and a lot of bad blood, I guess. Well, that goes to show you how legend and time can distort true events and what people may remember as truth. We can return the histories to the Dailish, or we can sell the histories to the Chantry. This one depends on whether you want to do the good thing or you want to sell out and make money. If we sell it to the Chantry, no doubt they would bury the secrets. Oh, you did both options? Well, that's another way to go about it. Let me go give the histories over, and then if we can still sell them, let's do that.
Welcome again, friend.
It's good to see you again.
I found something about Red Crossing in Dinan Hanin.
You explored Dinan Hanin? Remarkable. So many have tried and failed. Tavin and the others.
They were killed. I'm sorry.
I am too. Sorry, but not surprised. Thank you for bringing this to me. It is part of our tale and will be cherished. Dareth Shiral,
Oh, that's over. Well, I don't see how we can probably do the other half. Where the heck is it? The emerald. I don't see it. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I think we did the right thing. I hope. Yeah, that is over and done with. Oh, we have a new operation available now. Well, our job here is done. I don't think we'll get... Well, actually, no. We'll see how far we can get with the next quest. We started kind of late. Might have to postpone it if we can't get it done completely in one go.
We'll talk later.
Dareth Shiral.
Let's do some research, then we'll go over to the operations table. Gotta sell off our junk as well.
Here is the request Sam Morris made.
Of course.
Never mind, we have no research to handle.
Worship.
How's our inventory looking? I mean, we got like one item. Yeah, just one item. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly pick up 10 more skill points for Cassandra. I think around 10 to 20 skill points is enough. Cassandra's kind of lacking in the survivability portion. So where is Cassandra's amulet? Here we go. Oops, wrong one. Never mind, this is going to take forever. And it's not working. I'm probably just doing this wrong. And not timing my button inputs correctly. Oh, wait. It also requires that we don't have this thing open. If you have the description open, it kind of screws up the timing for your menu. See here, it succeeded. We have one amulet there. Let's get 2. One downside to keeping all these items in your inventory is that it slows down the dupe glitch. Yes, for whatever reason, every single time you open up this menu, everything has to load back in. No idea why. But just make sure before you head out that you have an extra amulet of power in case you screw things up. Don't make my mistake by doing the dupe glitch over and over again, and once you get to the final one, you think, oh hooray, I don't need to do this no more, and you end up using all of your amulets, and suddenly you don't have a spare to dupe in case you fall like 1 point short. It's frustrating to have to go back and repeat this over and over again. Yeah, see, like right here. Screw that up and pulled out one too many. Where did it go? There it is. And screw that up again. Oh yeah, definitely recommend always keeping a backup save whenever possible. That ought to be the last one. I'll make more of these later. I don't think it's important that we need every single point, especially because of some of the abilities that we're not actually using. We don't need the mods on them. All we want are the extra attributes that are given to us by taking the passive abilities. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good enough. I don't think we need that many. Though if you really want to become OP with Cassandra, do with that as you will. Alright, an extra 6 more points. Let me grab Guard Smasher. We have all the passives here. Or not. Let's see, we don't really need the damage bonuses. Where are the ones that allow her to tank? Like this one over here. Actually, no. Does this even work if you don't equip the shield? Part of me thinks no. Well. As long as we're here, let me pick up these. Oh, wait, we need 2 more. Let me pick up 2 more amulets and 2 more skill points, and we will be off. Just a quick reminder, you guys can use this dupe glitch anytime you want, and on almost anything in the storage bin. It's very easy to do. In case you don't know, put the item that you want to dupe in the storage bin, highlight it, and then press both X and circle at the same time. If you did it right, you'll exit out of the menu, and if you look back, the item that you're trying to dupe is both in the inventory and the storage bin at the same time. That might be the last one. Okay, 3, that's fine. Here we go. This should cover some of the weaknesses that Cassandra had. It's a bit of a toss-up because I don't know if this affects her or not. She doesn't use a shield. But those extra 3 or 6 points to Constitution matter a lot. Actually, never mind. 9. And then as for these... Oh, this one's pretty cool. Chains for days versus give them the boot. If we use this one, we can auto-target everyone right next to Cassandra if she pulls everyone in. Let me pull that one. Oh, wait. Forgot about this one. Let's get another amulet. This is why we tried so hard to keep these amulets of power in our inventory during the first portion of the game when we didn't have access to any storage bin. I know it might be tempting to use them when you first get them, but if you hold on to them just a little longer, you'll have more power than you'll know what to do with. It's something I didn't discover my first time playing through this game. Instead, I went the chump route and played the game legitimately, without using any cheats for the platinum. And oh man, that was tough. It was tough, but not undoable. Frankly, if you're running our original cast of characters, Varric, Blackwall, and what's-his-face Solus, you'll be fine. I guess I forgot about these as well. Shoot. I could probably spare. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I just need 3 more skill points. 3 or 4. Let's make it an even 4. The power of the Knight Enchanter is enough to tackle almost anything in the game, with or without all these extra points. And Blackwall being Blackwall. He's your best tank, bar none. I mean, Solus is nice to have as backup, and Dorian as well. I would not double up on having more Knight Enchanters by bringing along Vivienne. She just doesn't add anything more to the party. Did I not get another one? Deck. I need around 5 of these. Yeah, I keep screwing this up. Why is this not working? I think the weakest party members for a Nightmare run is undoubtedly Iron Bull. Iron Bull's probably number one when it comes to weak characters. Cassandra's like slightly above him. And actually, no, never mind. It's probably Iron Bull and Cole. The weak characters are the ones that you might not think are weak. So Cole and Iron Bull, it's sad to say, they don't really survive on Nightmare mode. Sarah, surprisingly, is your strongest archer. She's way better than Varric. If it weren't for her personality, I would use Sarah more often. Alright, this is probably the last one, right? One, two, three, four, five. One more. Alright, time to double check and make sure we have a spare. Alright, that looks good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Cool. We are done now. Let's pick up that one. And these over here. That should be every passive in the game. If we need any more, we'll figure that out later. As far as two-handed weapons go, let me improve one or two of these. Block and slash. Let me pick up this one. Flawless defense. That's good enough for now. Let's empty out our inventory and then we'll get started with the next mission. Alright. Excuse the wait there. But exploits never wait for anyone. Forgot to put this one away. There goes all that. Cool. Now we can tackle the final operation, and we'll get going with the next story mission. About the only thing that we can do for Varric is continue to improve his armor.
Your worship.
I think we finally have some tier 3 materials to craft even better armor. Let me look at that real quick.
Pitter patter, up and at it. Oh, that worked out well. That's always lucky. I mean, nice.
I'll see you later, Dagna.
I can't wait.
Varric, what did we make for you last time? I think it was maybe this. Superior Prowler armor? Let me have a look. Alright, as far as his equipment goes, his best armor schematic is this one. Where are all the tier 3 items? Tier 4 items are pretty good at this point too. Since we killed all the dragons, this is probably one of the best variations of this armor set. Let's see, where can we expand on? Oh, hang on. Instead of just tier 4 materials, is there anything else? No, the best option that's available is through the use of dragon scales. And then beyond that, dragon bone. Or we can increase his health with the use of perhaps Drakestone? No, never mind, that's a tier 1 metal. Everite is tier 3. Silverite is tier 3 as well. Silverite is kind of unique in that there is no class restriction for using it. You could easily get more Silverite in Emprise du Lion. Oh, I guess this is probably the best bet if you want to increase his health. Go for the volcanic aurum. Well, if we use that, what about something over here? What the heck? Is there anything good here? Where is that Fade Touch plush fustian velvet? I guess I don't have it then. Okay, never mind. If you're lacking in the Fade Touched fustian velvet, maybe use this one and get even more hidden blades on hit. But yeah, 288 plus a whole bunch of stat points to his cunning and dexterity, plus maximum health, makes Varric a very tanky boy. Compare that to what he has currently. $234. Okay. Well then, as you can see, there are a couple points that we're missing, like that increased dexterity. Oh, and I guess, never mind, that's what we're using for him. Getting more guard on him. Maybe in the DLC we'll get more materials to make even better armor for him. Right now, I think we're fine. Except for that hat. Maybe we can get a better hat for him. Let's craft a better hat for Varric. For Varric, we want a superior skirmisher hat. $37 is the highest possible variation of this. Man, really? 37? We have to be very careful here because there are no other dragons in the game. We've killed them all. And we've harvested all of their materials, meaning that whoever we choose to bestow this dragon bone material on, I mean, that's going to be permanent. I think it works for both. It's just overall resistance. For Varric, what stats do we want to focus on? Focus on cunning, if you can. Or you can just use dragon scales. This will give you both cunning and dexterity. Or Gurgit webbing, that's also pretty good. Gurn hide is just as good too. Or you may want to go with lurker scales and go all in on cunning. If I were Varric, I would use lurker scales. And I don't know. Dragon bone is too valuable. In that case, we could probably use Everite or something. The purple's a nice touch. Let's go with purple. This is a decent helmet for Varric. Never mind the fact that we're not using Dragon Bone. Tier 4 armor or Tier 4 materials are just too rare to use immediately. I would save all the Tier 4 materials for our main Inquisitor. Or whoever you plan on controlling the most. Just saying. That'll be good for now. Plus, another advantage of crafting the best armor sets for your Inquisitor, since we're using a mage, anything that's equipped on her can also be used on our spare mage as well. All except for the weapon. For the weapon, you obviously don't want to use this thing on Solus or Dorian or Vivian. But your helmet and your armor can be duplicated and set to your spare mage, and it'll work out just as good. Alright then, let's continue on. In this game, it's more efficient to think of your offense as your defense. You want to overwhelm and kill enemies as soon as possible. The longer you leave them alive, the longer the fights will drag on and the more opportunities you'll have for them to hit you. And because healing is so limited, you just want to rush through the fights ASAP. Just blitz them all. Unless you can figure out a way to self-sustain. If you don't have that, then you gotta be quick. And the quickest way to win is just overwhelming power. Inquisitor, in light of the information you gave us regarding the truth of the events at Red Crossing, we would like to offer a sign of mourning to the village. Since both sides played a part in this tragedy, honoring the village with one of our halas seems appropriate. If it could be kept there, it might remind both sides of the fragile beauty of things that journey to places where they are strangers. I understand that the villagers of Red Crossing do not trust the DAII, given our history. If you could convince them to accept this tribute in good faith, it would be greatly appreciated.
Any clues to his next move?
Some, but not enough for us to go on just yet.
Well, how do we tackle this? Who will have the best outcome? It's otherwise all the same. The rewards don't change. Well, with the right rumors, the villagers in Red Crossing will think they are being granted custody of a captured trophy to honor their victory over the DAII. If you're Cullen, if it's this important, we can march the blasted Hala in with some troops to guard it. Cullen gives no... he gives no damn about anyone's feelings. Or we can just twist the noble who controls Red Crossing into accepting this. But it will end 2 marriages and lead to at least 1 duel. How exciting. Do we trick them? Do we take the straightforward approach? Or do we want to end 2 marriages and start 1 duel? If you choose this one, it's kind of weird. The results imply that the humans don't really understand why they're being given it. And in fact, it reinforces the human's point of view. The best approach is with either Cullen or Josephine. Let's use Josephine. I want to see 2 marriages end.
At your service.
And perhaps that 1 duel. Alright then, let's go ahead and skip over this as well. Just to make things more efficient. Inquisitor, thank you for convincing the villagers of Red Crossing to acquiesce. I understand that they were reluctant, but perhaps this sign of shared mourning will lead to new healing and growth. Please accept these gifts. May they aid your Inquisition in its quest. Why, thank you. And that's everything for now. Oh, I forgot to reset my clock, so let me do that. Okay, good. It's back to the 5th again. Alright, time to tackle the next story quest. Just like some of the other story quests, you might want to do some research on how you want to tackle this. There are branching pathways. More than one in particular. And if you want to get the platinum in 1 playthrough, you got to do something very specific at the end. Well, let's get to it. Let's grab our friends. Pretty much. Well, no, actually the ending is like it's just a choice between 2 things. You can make like a save right before you get to the ending. Choose the ending that you don't want, grab the trophy, and then choose the other ending.
Inquisitor.
How goes the battle, Captain?
The Red Templars fall beneath our blades, your worship. Commander Cullen says they're nearly finished. Our scouts saw Corypheus traveling towards an elven ruin to the north. We can clear you a path through his armies.
Do only what you must. We need enough people for a celebration when we get back to Skyhold.
We will not fail you, my lady, no matter what comes. Andraste guide you, Inquisitor.
I wonder, is it Andraste your soldiers invoke during battle, or does a more immediate name come to their lips?
They show me respect, Morgan. No one mistakes me for the Maker.
True. You are far more likely to come to their aid than a chantry fable, but I digress. If your scouts report accurately, I believe these ruins to be the Temple of Mathal.
Which is?
A place of worship out of elven legend. If Corypheus seeks it, then the Illuvian he covets lies within. Let us hope we reach this temple before the entire forest is reduced to ash.
Just like old times, Morgan is going to be hanging out with us.
Right. That's why.
This first section is straightforward. This isn't what we need to worry about. But there are people to speak to.
We are aware. Inquisitor, I hear this Illuvian lies in a temple nearby. That's where the fighting will be worst. Andraste, keep you safe.
Let's ask her to join us.
Are you sure you don't want to grab a sword and wade in?
I shall remain where I'm of some use, your worship. It's all the same. Good luck.
We are gladdened to see you, Herald. This day will be recalled for ages. We are privileged to witness the fulfillment of the Inquisition's purpose.
The sight of our Elysian allies risking their lives here humbles me.
Your worthy cause would have friends, even if we did not will it. Men and women of faith serve you. Their favor is no less than our own, their service no less dear. With Orlais at your side, we will see you victorious against Corypheus. May you walk in the light.
Having Morgan with us will prove to be important later. But yeah, she's going to join us for the upcoming fights. She's not going to just stand idly by. I guess if you're as OP as us, you don't really need her help. And as long as we're here, let me grab those materials.
Listen to how close the fighting's gotten. It will be worse ahead.
If the soldiers aren't careful with their fires, they'll do Corypheus's work for him.
One last push and we can lick our wounds. I wonder if Corypheus will show.
Do you sense the magic crackling? Something more powerful than the Red Templars stirs.
Take all the Stormheart you can. She's essentially like any other companion around here. Like Cullen, like Leliana. They can't really be downed. Just don't place your faith in them. They're not gonna kill anything for you like that. And I think we're ready. Let's go down. If you need to resupply, there you go. Otherwise, let's head down. I'm trying to look here and see if there's anything useful. Oh wait, there was a soldier that we missed out on. Let me go find him and speak to him before we move on. Especially because I haven't seemed to max out our influence bar yet. Where are you? There's somebody around here. I think.
We can't send people east.
Can't let the Red Templars break the supply lines.
These shit-eating bastards don't have the strength.
We thought that 3 days ago. You risk them breaking through again.
Fine. I'll rouse the scouts. But don't send anyone else until I give word.
Where the heck is he? This is the right camp, isn't it? Or did we go past the other one? Supposedly there's a battle raging on in the distance. Not like we can really tell. Oh, we can't talk to our troops. Also, if you're wondering, if you chose any other character to rule or lay, they'll appear here instead of Celine. Never mind. I can't seem to find that one soldier that we're supposed to speak to. And it doesn't appear like they are anywhere over in this camp either. Maybe I didn't look everywhere. Oh, there he is.
As the sun renews itself, so must the faithful renew their love of the Maker. Your penance shall be a joy, serving him with a heart of love unbound. Your struggle shall be a gift, for it redeems you in his sight.
Maker, let me be a worthy servant, that you might take me unto your side.
My thanks, your worship. Andraste must hear you. I was a pilgrim at Haven. I saw the wreckage and how you emerged to lead us. If the Maker bids me serve you, it will be done.
Yeah, do that for the increase in XP. And also influence. See, it wasn't a total waste of time. Now let's get on to the important bits. I think we have like maybe 1 or 2 more story missions until the end of the game. So not much longer now. These guys are not going to survive on their own, are they? Well, it's up to us to fight our way forward. No, they won't. In fact, we're the only reason why anyone's still alive. Let me pick up all the Stormheart. Stormheart should be... Is that a tier 3 upgrade? Yeah, it's a tier 3 material. Pick it up if you want. I think it's pretty useful. Now, moving on. Why is no one here? You guys are supposed to be winning. That takes care of that side. Beware the archers. They're always hidden up somewhere where you can't reach them. Unless you guys enjoy platforming. Yeah, you'd have to run all the way around to face off against these two. Not ideal if you're playing a melee character.
Those were great. Wardens. They must be the last of those enslaved at Adamant.
If they are forced to obey him, death will be a blessing.
We had to keep following the path. It's otherwise linear at this point. But that's not to say this entire quest is going to be linear. There are a couple splits coming up. Come on, guy. You gotta survive. He's not that strong.
For the Inquisition!
Silverite. This is what you want to keep an eye out for. Trust me, having Silverite is very valuable. Crafting materials are hard to come by unless you know where to farm them. And even into the first DLC, you'll want to keep a steady supply.
There, ahead. An entire camp of Red Templars.
Watch out. They've posted archers on the wall.
We don't need to be afraid of them. Not having an archer or some sort of mage here will make this a little tricky. Oh boy, elves. Why are we fighting against elves? I didn't know elves were the enemy. Now, why would we be fighting elves?
They didn't look Dalish.
It seems this temple of Mythal is not deserted after all.
Perhaps these creatures are the reason few return from the Arbor Wilds.
Oh. We haven't been upgrading Bianca. This is rather worthwhile. Captain Lowen. I don't want grumbling in the lower ranks that our Lord Corypheus handpicked Grey Wardens to be part of his honor guard over his Templars. Our charge is not to understand his will. It is only to obey it. Besides, our master is still sore he lost all but a few dozen enslaved Grey Wardens to the Inquisitor at Adamant. If your soldiers are smart, they'll keep quiet about it. There's another reason why he is pissed about not having the Grey Wardens. We will soon discover why. Is there anything more around here? I thought I saw a treasure chest up above us. Also, nice to see that we're picking up more plush fustian velvet. Is it possible for us to get up over here? It might be, it might not be. There's like a treasure chest right above us. We cannot call our horse either. This would be rather lame if we can't get to this one. Oh, never mind. That's how you do that. I think there are like one or two like treasure caches that are inaccessible in the game. Not because of any special reason, but because I think the devs forgot to get rid of them. Well, we have our first chance to heal up and refill on potions back there. Pick up that if you can, otherwise we're moving forward. That would piss me off to no end. Like, why would you do that? Put all that loot all over the place and not have players be able to access them. That sounds like some pretty poorly thought out design decisions. There's little else that will piss me off more than putting in some treasure chest that's inaccessible. And making players think that, hey, you can grab this. Well, not really. Not only is it unfair, it's also poor design. I like to think, just like in film, there's a reason why developers put things where they are, if they're not random. It must be procedurally generated. But that's, you know, provided that it wasn't intentionally placed there. Come on, bro. As we delve deeper, more stronger enemies start to appear. The way forward is up here, but let's continue to help out everyone. We can't just let our characters die. Plus, if you need the XP, here's where you can get more. Plus, there might be more lore. Can't forget about those. To all captains of the Red Templars, we're not stopping to deal with these elven fanatics. Press forward, post more guards, and handle the ambushes as they come. Finding the Temple of Mythal is our first and only task. Once I become the vessel, our master can finally claim the power waiting for him. No elves, no city, no nation will be a match for a living god. This is the day we bled for. The Inquisitions and Orlesians are snapping at our heels, and you've sacrificed more than anyone should ask. But if we fall here, the deaths of your brothers and sisters meant nothing. I won't let that happen. I know none of you will either. For the glory of the Elder One, Samson. This is also a unique mall. Our time here wasn't completely wasted. Plus, there's another supply cache. If perhaps you need more healing, there you go. And up over here, wait a minute, these aren't Red Templars. We're fighting a three-way battle. There are elves, Templars, and us. There we go. I'm gonna keep this for later. Last time when we picked up one, I ended up restarting that save because we missed out on Michelle. Because of him, we lost our other one. Why exactly are we fighting a three-way battle?
We're keeping them at bay. Follow the river to the temple.
I know it makes little sense at the moment, but we shall soon discover why. Yeah, they're very rare. Notice how long it's been since the last time we got one. That has to have been at least, what, 20 hours worth of gameplay? Yeah, 20 hours. And we've only found one. Not exactly the best odds. But if you have one, treasure it always. It's quite possibly the best masterwork in the game. Oh no, there are still more enemies here. The enemies here, I think, will constantly respawn in. I wouldn't worry if they keep coming at you. Just run. Let's follow the river and get out of here. Oh wait, did I miss that statue over there? When we play the first DLC and after we get all the materials, I'm going to go ahead and re-roll for the best armor option. And then you'll get to see the true might of having both the ring touch velvet and plush fustian velvet. Because getting 10%, 10% chance for having at least 9 hits of hidden blades is amazing. It's more than enough to tackle anything in the game. Yes, even dragons. Though by that point I think we'll have killed all the dragons. It's a neat trophy for the last DLC. And maybe the second DLC as well. Unlike in other games where by the time we get the best possible options, there's nothing left to kill in the game. At least over here we'll still have something. Even if it's not like the strongest stuff available. I think it's still worth it. Alright, we've pushed as far as we can go. This is what we've been searching for. And if you still need potions. Give me that.
There. That must be the Temple of Mythal.
We haven't seen Corypheus yet. Bet that's about to change.
I'd count on it. Be ready.
I hear fighting ahead.
Namilana Sabanalet.
They still think to fight us, Master.
These are but remnants. They will not keep us from the Well of Sorrows.
Well of Sorrows?
Be honored. Witness death at the hands of a new god.
Cannot be.
Across the bridge, now!
At last, Mythal's sanctum. Let us proceed before Corypheus interferes.
You said Corypheus wanted an eluvian, but he mentioned a Well of Sorrows. Which is right?
I am uncertain of what he referred to.
Oh, great. I skipped over something earlier. Oh, well. I'll have to trace my steps back. I wonder if I can reload this before I enter the temple.
Could they be the same? Could alluvian translate into Well of Sorrows?
No. It seems an alluvian is not the prize Corypheus seeks. Yes, I was wrong. Does that please you? Whatever the Well of Sorrows might be, Corypheus seeks it, and thus you must keep it from his grasp.
Let's find this well before Corypheus's people do. I want to know how Corypheus returned to life. We saw him die.
And his life force passes on to any blighted creature, darkspawn, or Grey Warden.
Never mind that for a moment. I hope we can return to the point before we entered a temple, because if not, this is gonna stink. And we might have to replay this section next time. Okay, thankfully we are not there yet.
There. That must be the Temple of Mythal.
We haven't seen Corypheus yet. Bet that's about to change.
I'd count on it. Be ready.
There's actually like
Fighting ahead.
there's an optional bit of dialogue. Not here with Cullen. It's with a different cast of characters. Alright, in this area, you can encounter like a number of different characters. I ended up skipping the mages. They're supposed to be somewhere over here. Let me see if I can find them. If not, then next time when we come back, we will continue on with the next bit of the quest. Specifically, what I'm searching for is Grand Enchantress Fiona. They should have appeared here some time ago. I don't know where they are. Well, this has put us in a sort of a bind. It's either we move on with the next section or we backtrack a little bit to find the Grand Enchantress, or yeah, the Grand Enchanter, and have a look at that cutscene. You know what? Let's look around. She's got to be here somewhere. That's almost, excuse me, that soldier almost died. Where are they? I think that might be it. Yeah, these are the mages. Where the heck is... That's what I missed. Is this not Fiona? I could have sworn that was Fiona. Well, something is not adding up. Yeah, that is Fiona. But it seems we moved too far with the game, because her dialogue has since bugged out. Not cool. Okay, never mind. We'll continue on back where we left off over here. Well, it happens. In addition to the Grand Enchantress, we could also meet up with Cullen and Leliana, but we kind of just like skipped over everything and didn't even bother talking to them. Oh well. Moving on. I am going to play just a bit more. And I'll let you guys know where I'll take a break for the night.
It appears the temple's magics are still strong.
Ancient Elven. I can't make out much.
Atishol vir Abalassan. It means enter the path of the Well of Sorrows.
There is something about knowledge, respectful or pure. Shiven. Shivenen. 'Tis all I can translate. That it mentions the well is a good omen.
At least we know the Well of Sorrows was important.
Supplicants to Mathal would have first paid obeisance here. Following their path may aid entry.
Perform a ritual to appease elven gods? Long dead or no, I don't like it.
If need be, unless you wish to turn back.
Right.
Yes.
In addition to combat, we have floor puzzles. How fun.
Are you certain Corypheus is using the power of the Blight to make himself immortal?
Perhaps you forget. I was in Ferelden during the Fifth Blight. I have seen a true archdemon rage. How Corypheus gained the power to send his soul into blighted bodies, that is the real question.
Will answering that question let us destroy Corypheus for good?
Perhaps. I would suggest first dealing with the well. If Corypheus obtains it, any chance of success could be lost.
You've seen the elves here. They seem odd.
Indeed. Two things are possible. One, this is a group of Dailish separated from their brethren, cultists, fanatic in their desire to keep humans away. Two, these are elves descended from the ancients, having resided here since before the fall of Arlathan. The second appears unlikely, but if true, the implications are astounding.
If they keep records, it could change everything we thought we knew about history.
It is thrilling, no? To discover an era thought lost forever has possibly thrived in the shadows. We may, however, find these elves reluctant to part with their long-kept secrets.
Do you know what this part of the temple was used for?
The room we stand in is a vestibule, not the temple proper. To those who knew it, perhaps this ritual was little more than a polite knock at the gate. These customs must have been as familiar to ancient elves as bowing to a queen is to you or I.
I find it difficult to picture you curtsying to anyone.
Have we become so familiar you can predict my manners and customs now? Nothing is lost by indulging in the occasional civilized conduct, particularly when unexpected.
This altar. What kind of ritual is this meant to be?
I believe it represents a petition, a declaration of will to the priests who resided here. Some ancient elven ceremonies were said to take decades to complete. Hopefully this is not such a one.
What sort of ceremony takes decades?
Strange, is it not? So much time and effort. Perhaps that is what led to the wistful Dalish legends of lost elven immortality. My research uncovered many strange claims about elven ruins.
Such as?
Some insisted gods sent fantastic beasts to prophesize in their temples. Others said they whispered wisdom to those who slept there a year and a day without pause. The latter may hold some truth. Ancient elves were said to be gifted wanderers of the Fade.
You said this Mythal was worshipped as a goddess.
So one assumes. What is a god but a being of immense power? The dread old gods were nothing more than dragons, after all. They rise as archdemons, and they die. Perhaps Mythal was a powerful elf, a ruler among her kind. History often plays storyteller with facts.
You admit lack of knowledge, and yet dismiss her so readily?
I do not dismiss her. I question her supposed divinity. One need not be a god to have value. Truthfully, I'm uncertain Mythal was even a single entity. The accounts are varied.
There are varied accounts of Mythal?
In most stories, Mythal rights wrongs while exercising motherly kindness. Let fly your voice to Mythal, deliverer of justice, protector of sun and earth alike. Other paint her as dark, vengeful. Pray to Mythal and she would smite your enemies, leaving them in agony.
More Dalish tales, I assume.
If you know more about this, Solus, speak.
The oldest accounts say Mythal was both of these, and neither. She was the mother, protective and fierce. That is all I will say. This is not a place to stir up old stories.
Whatever the truth, all accounts of Mythal end the same. Exiled to the beyond with her brethren.
What do you mean, exiled?
Tricked by the Dread Wolf, as all the elven gods were said to be, trapped in a land beyond the Fade. Many Dalish believe this is why the elves fell from grace, and their gods did not save them. Or perhaps they were simply rulers slain by Tevinter. Who can say?
Let's continue.
As you wish.
Interesting. Very interesting. So not all gods are gods in the sense that they're supernatural beings.
Templars have already encountered the temple's guardians. Yes.
Do you know what this part of the temple was used for?
The room we stand in is a vestry.
Never mind, we already heard that.
As you wish.
Oh, but wait, before we go up further, let me do this little ritual. It's pretty easy. Just try to light up all the squares without overlapping them. If you step on them twice, you'll end up failing the test. But what exactly was this used for? Who can say? There should be a statue somewhere up on the top left there. Somewhere here, anyway. There it is. The rebel god. The Dalish use Haralan to mean traitor to one's kin. but the word does not appear in any elven text before the Tower's age. The ancient root word is related to Harillan, or opposition, and Halathen, or noble struggle. The Dalish call Fen Harel a god of deception, but I posit a far more accurate translation would be god of rebellion. What he rebelled against is a story lost to time. In Dalish legends, Fen Harel seals away the other deities out of love of trickery. If we understood more ancient Elven, we might find earlier versions of the Dread Wolf story, give him a more nuanced motivation beyond spite.
Why would this be here?
Something wrong?
It depicts the Dread Wolf, Fen Harel. In elven tales, he tricks their gods into sealing themselves away in the beyond for all time. Setting Fen Harel in Methal's greatest sanctum is as blasphemous as painting Andraste naked in the chantry.
My clan set statues of the Dread Wolf outside our camp. They're meant to frighten harmful spirits.
Perhaps. I thought the ancient elves above quaint superstitions.
For all your knowledge, Lady Morrigan, you cannot resist giving legend the weight of history. The wise do not mistake one for the other.
Pray tell, what meaning does our elven expert sense lurking behind this?
None we can discern by staring at it.
Does Solus know more than he's letting on?
You two look like you're about to kiss when you argue.
'Tis time we pressed forward.
Agreed.
I'd love to hear more commentary coming from our other two companions, but I guess Varric and Cassandra have nothing more to add here.
Let's continue.
As you wish.
Also, look at these birds. Pretty cool looking. Now I'm going to try my best to read through as many of these lore entries while we're here because they do contribute significantly to the story overall.
The Temple of Mithal, constructed in an age when elves, not men, dominated this land. They believed Mithal a goddess of justice. Elves came here to request judgment, after they proved their worth.
Silence has reigned here for time beyond memory.
Yes.
Let's continue.
As you wish.
No, apparently you can't. I mean, who would be a monster to attack them? Maybe me. And that's how you get inside.
Hold them off!
Oh, hey now. I do remember that the Golden Hala incident was due to our companions killing them. Or killing it. It was not my fault. It was the AI. Yes, it was the AI. They tend to kill all the wildlife. Totally not my fault.
Come on, we might catch them.
Hold a moment. While they rush ahead, this leads to our true destination. We should walk the petitioner's path as before.
An army fights and dies for us. The longer we tarry, the more soldiers we lose outside. Let's jump down and be done with this place.
In this case, I must agree with the witch. This is ancient ground, deserving of our respect.
You see the urgency? We cannot find the Well of Sorrows unprepared.
We don't know what's behind those doors. They might have a reason for going another way.
Had they the option, they would have proceeded. That must lead to their goal.
Their goal? Or yours?
There is a danger to the natural order. Legends walked Thedas once, things of might and wonder. Their passing has left us all the lesser. Corypheus would squander the ancient power of the well. I would have it restored.
I should take your word that this is altruism and not hunger for power.
Yes. Far easier to believe the Witch of the Wild's full of greed. Mankind blunders through the world, crushing what it does not understand. Elves, dragons, magic. The list is endless. We must stem the tide, or be left with nothing more than the mundane. This I know to be true. I read more in the first chamber than I revealed. It said a great boon is given to those who use the Well of Sorrows, but at a terrible price.
What exactly did that altar say about the Well of Sorrows?
Like most elven writing, it was insufferably vague. The term I deciphered was Halam Shivanas, the sweet sacrifice of duty. It implies the loss of something personal for duty's sake, yet for those who served at this temple, a worthwhile trade.
Did you not trust me enough to tell me about this price when you read it?
I hoped to find more information. If I intended to cheat you, I would have feigned ignorance entirely. My priority is your cause, but if the opportunity arises to save this well, I am willing to pay the cost.
And gain what?
That is what we must discover. The rituals may point the way. Yes.
I want to discuss the well again.
Oh, I see. An opportunity to use the well may not even arise. I understand this. All I meant to suggest is that, if it does, I be the one to do so. I am willing to accept the consequences.
What if something happens to you? What about your son?
Kieran is a strong lad. He will thrive, with or without me.
Are you sure of that?
I am sure of precious little these days. Yes.
More rituals? What are they for? Do you know?
I believe they signify an intent to lay oneself bare, to champion a cause without pity, regret, or shame. Mathal's cult was not fond of vacillation. One approached them with nothing less than complete confidence.
What happened to those who were less sure of themselves?
Legend does not say. Perhaps this place has a more gruesome history than we know.
Do you know what this part of the temple was used for?
It may have served as a chamber of reflection, perhaps to contemplate the righteousness of one's cause. More importantly, I suspect none were permitted beyond this area without a priest. Ancient texts claim Mathal passed judgment in the flesh, but 'twas surely the priests who proclaimed rulings here.
Why do the ancient elves insist on so many rites?
We may safely assume one did not petition high priests for Mathal's justice by strolling up and knocking. I see no more insufferable ceremony here than in a chantry.
Yeah, you can't just walk right up, knock on the door, and ask for some sugar. If only were that easy.
You've seen the elves here. They seem odd.
Indeed. Two things are possible. One, this is a group of DAII.
Okay, we've heard that.
As you wish.
Alright, I'm going to make a save here. This is where we're going to end for tonight. There are still a couple more things in this room that we can explore, but we have two choices before us. Either we go chasing after the bad guys, or we take the time to go over there and complete the rituals. Oh, and I guess it's also possible for you to complete the rituals and then jump into the hole. Well, never mind. I guess that that kind of screws everything else up. Well then, in that case, you can explore both options if and when you choose to. But we'll leave that for tomorrow's session. I think it's getting kind of late, and yeah, it's getting kind of late. That's my excuse. So we'll return in another session. There's still plenty more content in this quest. So don't think that there's only the rituals that we have to complete. If anything, I would like to do both lines. We'll try to complete the rituals and then head back down and jump into the little crack and get the most out of this quest. I don't think I did both the first time around when I played through this. Didn't even know it was an option. Well, if you're currently watching this on YouTube, please like the video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. Share this video out wherever you guys can, and also subscribe. Don't forget to check out our previous play sessions with Dragon Age Inquisition if you have missed out on the beginning. And if you want to see more content from us, hit up our channel. I have picked up another platinum trophy. That one is for Super Stardust. Yeah, Super Stardust Portable. There are two versions of that. One's for PS4 and the other one's for PS5. I'm going to try my best to earn the one for PS5, but I think I might do those offline. The PS4 version of the game is probably the best one out there. The portable one is still serviceable, but it looks like a PS2 game in my opinion. Not the greatest. If you're over on Twitter, follow us at twitter.com/LunarlightGames. Over there you'll find deals, discounts, as well as news stories about the gaming world, as well as odd giveaway we run from time to time. Check out the pinned post for more information, or hit up our hashtag LunarlightVault. If you'd like to help sponsor our channel, you can do so by dropping a donation over at paypal.me/LunarlightGames. But if not, no worries. Please continue watching our videos and subscribe. Follow us over at twitch.tv/LunarlightGames. That is our backup channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell across all of our platforms to get updates as soon as they're made available, or to catch whenever we go live. That is going to be all for this late night. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Have a great Thursday, and we'll see you guys all again soon.